Now, the war in Iran has spread to Lebanon, where Israel has vowed to root out the Iran-backed Shia militia Hezbollah. Thousands of people are on the move, mostly from South Lebanon, from a war that has already caused almost 600 deaths in the country. In a last-ditch effort to stop the violence, the Lebanese government asked for direct talks with Israel through a US intermediary. So far, the US and Israel have rebuffed the proposal, albeit not officially saying the government should focus on disarming Hezbollah. Euronews' senior editor and Middle East expert Sophie Claudet spoke to Lebanon's energy minister Joe Saddi. Here's what he had to say.
This was indeed a very courageous initiative by our president. But as of this time, I am not aware of any response yet.
But don't you think it's a little too late? As per the 2024 ceasefire agreement between Lebanon and Israel, the Lebanese government was supposed to disarm Hezbollah. This hasn't happened, and we've seen now what's happening.
Here, obviously, I think everybody would wish that the implementation of this would happen much quicker, but this has to do on one side with the availability of the capabilities of the Lebanese army. It has to do with also the behavior of Israel during that whole period.
But does the army have even the capabilities of disarming Hezbollah, which is a state within the states?
Based on what I'm no military expert, but based on what the army says, they do not have all the capabilities they need to do this by their own account, which is why, if you remember, there was a plan to do it in multiple phases.
Prime Minister Netanyahu has been very clear in his will to completely root out Hezbollah. And I may remind our viewers that Hezbollah is not only a military faction, it's also a political and social movement that is deeply rooted in Lebanon. Do you think that Israel can root out Hezbollah?
The military side of Hezbollah has now been declared illegal by our government. The political and Prime Minister did say that if Hezbollah was to mutate purely as a political party, then he would have no problem with it.
But I understand the Lebanese authorities can live with Hezbollah being a political social movement, but Israel is increasingly showing signs that it cannot. And Hezbollah is an ideology. How can you defeat an ideology?
The way forward is to show what the state can do, deliver, basic goods and services, on all fronts: health, social, education, etc. But for the state to be able to deliver this, it needs financial, needs political willingness, which I think it has, but it also needs financial means. And unfortunately, the Hezbollah dragging us again back into the war, it makes the availability of international funding that much more difficult and distant in time.
Do you think if the Iranian regime was completely defeated, that would significantly weaken Hezbollah as a movement, as an ideology, as a popular movement in Lebanon?
The lifeline, there's a financial lifeline for Hezbollah coming from Iran. They've said it so publicly. There is a military one, probably, that has severely decreased since the regime change in Syria, but certainly on the financial front as well. And so any reduction, any major reduction, in both on the military side and the financial side, in terms of lifeline to Hezbollah, certainly would weaken it.